So I got this call and they said, Tori, we just can't do it anymore. Now, those are not the words a marketer wants to hear from their clients, but those were the words that I heard that morning a few years back. What happened? I thought that everything was going well. Well, at least that's what I thought. Boy, was I wrong. We had only been working with this new client for about a month, and I thought things were going really well. You see, since 2007, I've been working with small businesses to grow their business with smart marketing. I transform a business's marketing, messaging, and branding to get them more clients, and I'm really good at it. But usually after a month or so, clients are singing my praises, not telling me to stop. I had no idea what was coming. Previously, this client was paying big bucks using a large marketing agency and made the switch to us. We're more of like a boutique agency. And as with most clients, the problem wasn't bad marketing. It was kind of a lack of marketing. Nothing was really being done despite the huge marketing bill each month. This client paid big bucks for a template website with a hefty reoccurring monthly bill. Their website wasn't up to date and it wasn't even set up for Google to find. So no new customers searching the web could even find their site unless they typed in their website address directly. And this was just the beginning. Now, this happens more often than I would like to admit. Business owners shuck out boatloads of marketing dollars for marketing or ads that either never work or only work for a short time. They're not only missing the basics of marketing their business, but they're also oblivious to them and getting charged by companies that are doing little to nothing for them. Sean and I have rescued hundreds of local businesses from this. And we educate them and we set them up correctly. And after seeing hundreds of these, what most businesses need is not fancy Facebook ads or costly magazine ads or billboards. They need the basics first and foremost. And the basics are what we did for this client, who is now telling me that they couldn't do it anymore. So I had to return their call. So I nervously picked up the phone and made the call. We need to stop, the office manager said. Okay, I said, what's going on? We are booked up for months, so whatever you're doing, please stop. Like, such a sigh of relief. Those are not that bad of words to hear. So what did we do for them? We just started our basic marketing setup. And this is stuff that sometimes is missed entirely, or maybe they only go overboard on one of these. We know that these 5 things are usually all it takes to really get a business jump-started for growth. First, we created a consistent style. The first thing we did was we created a brand style and a logo, mostly to be consistent so that we use the same logo and the same colors and the same style across everything so the community would trust them, recognize them, and remember them. They didn't really have too much before, and everything they had were like a couple different pieces of blurry clip art that would make you question if they were even open for business. And these guys were great at what they did. So we were stoked to get their message out in a professional way. And you can do this kind of graphic design on a budget. You do not need to spend a ton on this. It can be done well on yourself or even on a shoestring budget. What you need is a logo and a style that matches your business and speaks to your audience. And this is consistently used across everything that you do. If it's your name and just like a little piece of art, then that's fine. Just take the time to get it in the right format so that it looks professional everywhere you use it. You can go to Fiverr, or you can use someone in design school, and you can pay less than $50 to have this done. Then choose a couple colors that work together from your logo and like 2 fonts, and use those on everything. We created our clients a style guide so that they knew what the colors were and what fonts to use so that everything is tied together. And it just makes it easy and simple to look like a brand rather than just a hobby. Then when you're ready to go, you can get a professional logo and branding done. You could spend thousands on branding, but you don't need to. You only need a professional, consistent, simple style so that you look like you're in business, you look the same, like the same business everywhere you go, and you look trustworthy enough to start taking people's money. Keep it simple and consistent. So next, an up-to-date website. We created a new website for them that worked properly and was up to date. Their previous site was older and it was built on old technology, and there were some places that it was starting to fall apart and the information was out of date. It was a template, so there was some duplicate content that was being used. We made them a new website that worked awesome on mobile devices and updated all the information on the site to be current. And you know, new technology makes it so easy to update website text and photos. And these days, websites must work on mobile devices because customers these days search for you on their phones. And Google wants to show mobile sites to mobile searches, so you are more likely to come up if your site is mobile responsive. Technically, this is probably more than most people can do or want to do themselves. WordPress, though, is a great builder for websites, and it's really the only one that we use for our clients because it's easy for them to update. The websites look great, they're secure, and we can add to them as needed. Also, Google loves them and they are built to get traffic. You can add all kinds of free and inexpensive plugins that make your site do even more. You can blog, you can sell products, you can show photos, you can have videos on there easily, and you can collect emails, and it's all pretty seamless. There is only a small learning curve. We highly suggest staying away from third-party builders like Squarespace, where your site and its materials aren't actually your own, and you can't actually pick up the site and move it or its content. Now, websites can be a huge investment, but really, all you need is a simple, mobile responsive website, and you can always add to it later. Next, we did SEO setup. When we looked at this client's very expensive website, we found that there was no search engine optimization on the website. The site wasn't even set up to be found. There was no sitemap, it had never been indexed by search engines, and this means that no Google search could ever bring their website up. On their new site, we added the necessary code in one of those WordPress plugins I told you about earlier, and we made their site indexable by search engines for their services. When we first meet a business client, one of the first things we do is look up to see what their search engine optimization is. The next part of this is a basic keyword setup, and this is twofold, and it is super important. First, Google will not and cannot list your website for words that are not on your website. Now, I know this may sound obvious, but we've had many businesses that wanted to be found for a word, for a service, for a product that is never found on their website. And second, businesses sometimes use words on their site and keywords that are industry used words and not actual words that real people use to search for a service. This is where keyword research and planning is very important, but it's really just knowing what people are searching for and making sure that those things are on your website. After this simple setup, amazing things can be done to make your website found by more people, including more complex SEO tactics, utilizing a blog with keyword strategy and more. But it all starts with getting the site set up for SEO in the first place. Next, we used clear messaging. We changed the template site's messaging to reflect the actual business. We used real testimonials and real pictures of them, their staff, and highlighted what made them different. Most businesses do none of this, and it's really a simple way to stand out in a crowded market, mostly because people want to do business with people. So your message can be a distinguishing factor when you are selling the same widgets. Transparency is the new marketing must-have detail. Showing what you do, how you do it in the social landscape is big business. Many businesses are hiding behind a logo instead of being real people, helping real people, and it's costing them business. This takes a little bit of time and usually a mindset shift. It can make huge strides in your business. It can be great to have a professional copywriter go through your messaging, but these small changes done by you can make a big difference in growing your business. You really want to think about the problems you solve for your customers, being transparent and real, and what makes you different. Next, a local digital marketing setup. As mentioned before, we start with the basics of marketing, and once we have all those assets, we go to town with them. We claim and update all the possible places that the business is listed. We started with Google and claimed the business and added in all of the business details. Now, this is a must if you want your business found online, and it's free to do. If you're a location-based business, it is how you are shown on Google Maps. You use your consistent message and your style, and you fill everything in, and you use real images of you and your business. Keep repeating this across the web on sites like Facebook and LinkedIn, Yelp, TripAdvisor, Alignable, and all the social media that you're using. Maybe you're using Twitter or Instagram or Pinterest, and you find any of the other industry-specific sites to get listed for free. Now, if you don't know what sites your industry has, search your services and competition and see what sites are on page 1 of Google. Most of these have a free version of a listing, so take advantage. Now, some examples of these might be like Angie's List or Veteran-Owned Business or Caring.com. Next, you find all the local sites that you can be listed on. These can be directory sites like business sites like the Chamber of Commerce or your local guide sites. Check everywhere you find your business listed and update it with your new style, your message, and make sure that everything is correct, like your hours and your contact info, your services. Now you can keep a simple spreadsheet with all of these places so that you can easily update all of them if you have a change. There are companies that charge hefty fees to do this for you. They will magically list your business on hundreds of directory websites and keep them all updated for you. It's like you could do this, but you really do not need to be listed on hundreds of random directories. Just look at page 1 and you will be fine. The basics work. That's it. That is what we did to make this client in a few weeks tell us to stop doing what we were doing. We didn't even get to the good stuff yet. And the good news is that we didn't get fired. They just needed some time to adjust to the new traffic of customers. And these 5 things are all you need to start with to really explode your business. So take a look at these things in your business: a professional and consistent style, an updated mobile-friendly website, simple SEO setup, fix any poor messaging, set up local and industry sites. So where can you start to make some of these changes in these 5 areas? You do not need to tackle all of these things at once. You don't have to throw out tens of thousands of dollars at them either. Many businesses are not paying attention to all 5 of these basics for marketing and growing their business. Get these covered before you jump into big dollar marketing. Depending on the goals of your business, you may not even need all those fancy billboards, magazine ads, radio, Facebook ads, and all the other expensive marketing tactics. The basics may just create the business you desire and may just cause you to fire your marketing agency. And remember, you don't need crazy tech skills, boatloads of cash, or a dedicated staff to market your business. In fact, you don't even need a lot of time. What you need is to be smart. And the basics are definitely a smart place to start.